Welcome to Spoken Love Podcast, where words don't just tell stories, they breathe them. Here we strip love and life down to the bone, unfolding our truths in rhythm and rhyme, through dialogue that's part poetry, part confession, and all real. So lean in, let the silence between the verses speak, and join me for a conversation wrapped in poetry. This is Spoken Love Podcast. Welcome back to the Spoken Love Podcast, where we talk love, healing, and real-life connections, the kind that starts with you. I'm your host, Nellie Michelle, and today we're talking about solo dating in your 40s, not from a place of loneliness, but from a space of self-discovery. Because let's be real, dating in your 40s hits different. You've lived, you've loved, you've lost, and you've learned. And now peace feels better than a placeholder. Solo dating ain't about waiting for somebody to show up. It's about showing up for yourself. It's about saying, I deserve romance, even if I'm the one creating it. Before we get into the deep dive, let's start with a little poetry. You know I like to get the mood started. This poem is called Soft Company. Tonight, it's just me. My laughter echoing off candlelight and quiet. No phone buzzing, no questions of who you with, just peace wrapped in silk and self-respect. I order my favorite wine, flirt with my reflection in the mirror, and realize I don't need validation to feel desired. I just needed permission to enjoy my own company. Solo don't mean lonely. It means finally free. To take myself places I used to wait to be invited to love myself out loud, not just in affirmations, but in action. This is the soft company where I am both the lover and the loved. Let's get into today's conversation. Let's talk a little bit about relearning what love feels like. When you're 40s, solo dating becomes a form of healing work. You're not chasing butterflies anymore. You're seeking alignment. You want peace and passion, not chaos disguised as chemistry. You want consistency and connection, not conversations that go nowhere. So this season of solo dating, it's your chance to fall in love with your own rhythm again. Take yourself on that rooftop dinner, that art exhibit, that weekend staycation. You deserve to experience pleasure without the pressure of performance. Solo dating teaches you what kind of energy feels safe. Because when you know what safety feels like with yourself, you stop entertaining people who make your spirit anxious. So how do we make that shift from waiting to creating? In your 20s and 30s, you might have equated love with being chosen. But in your 40s, it's about choosing yourself first every time. You're not waiting on a text back. You're not proving your worth. You're not shrinking to be liked. Now you're curating experiences that honor your peace. That might mean, again, solo brunches, spa days, hiking, or even booking a table for one unapologetically. Because self-romance sets the standard for how others love you. The more you pour into yourself, the less you'll settle for crumbs disguised as connection. So let me delve a little bit into my solo dating journey and share a bit of what that experience has been like for me. I'll be honest with you, this whole solo dating thing, it didn't start out cute. It started from stillness, from realizing that for the first time in years, it was just me. I've been single for about a year now. And that first stretch of solitude, it tested everything I thought I knew about comfort, confidence, and companionship. There were nights when the silence felt heavy, like I didn't know what to do with it. Moments where I caught myself scrolling too long, reaching for distractions, convincing myself I was fine. But truthfully, I was anxious. Not because I didn't love myself, but because I didn't know how to enjoy myself outside of being needed, wanted, or partnered. See, when you've spent years in relationships or giving love, you can lose your rhythm with your own energy. So when it's just you again, that quiet sound really loud. You start questioning, will I look lonely sitting at that table by myself? Will people stare at me? What if I don't have fun? But this is what I learned. The anxiety doesn't mean you're not ready. It means you're human. It means you're unlearning codependency and stepping into emotional independence. The first solo date I planned wasn't extravagant. I took myself to a rooftop brunch, just me, my journal, and my favorite playlist. At first, I felt awkward, but halfway through my mimosa, I realized no one was watching. And even if they were, so what? I looked good, I felt good, and for once, I wasn't waiting on anyone to validate that. If you're feeling that same hesitation, that nervous energy about going out alone, try some of these things. Start small. Go somewhere that feels familiar, but a little elevated, like your favorite coffee spot, a bookstore, a local art museum, anything familiar with comfort that can help build your confidence. Romanticize the ritual. Dress up, wear your favorite perfume, put on that playlist that makes you feel magnetic. Remind yourself this is not a substitute for love, it's an extension of it. Bring intention, not expectation. Don't plan for perfection, plan for being present. Notice what makes you smile, what calms your spirit, what conversations you have with yourself. And then end with gratitude. When you come home, write a quick reflection. Ask yourself, what did I enjoy the most? What surprised me? What would I do again? It helps you recognize your own growth in real time. Now, solo dating feels like a sacred appointment with yourself. It's not about filling a void. It's about watering the parts of me I used to neglect. I've learned that the softest kind of love is the one that starts with you showing up for you. Even when your hands are shaking, even when your heart still remembers who used to sit across from you. Because healing doesn't erase the past. It simply teaches you to sit with yourself in the present and still smile. Solo dating in your 40s is part of the soft life movement, in my opinion. It's about emotional ease. It's choosing a calm home over chaos. It's lighting that candle because it soothes you, not because it looks good on your Instagram feed. It's investing in experiences, not validation. You might find love again. You might not. But either way, you'll always have yourself whole, grounded, and radiant. And here's the truth. People will meet you at the level you meet yourself. So if you show up with grace, peace, and purpose, love will definitely find you reflecting that same energy. Here's a couple resources that I use to help support me through my journey. The book Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz is a spiritual guide to freeing yourself from fear and rediscovering self-love. Another book, Set Boundaries, Find Peace by Nedra Glover, teaches you how to learn to love yourself enough to protect your peace. The Gifts of Imperfection, Brene Brown, a reminder that worthiness isn't earned, it's embraced. Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, my girl. It's a bold, relatable story about saying yes to yourself and rewriting your narrative. And last, Sacred Woman by Queen Afua, a healing journey back to feminine energy, balance, and spiritual self-care. In closing, solo dating in your 40s isn't a backup plan. It's the blueprint. Because once you learn to pour into yourself, you'll never settle for a love that drains you. You become magnetic when you start treating yourself the way you've always wanted to be loved. Thanks for listening to the Spoken Love Podcast. If this episode resonated, share it with someone rediscovering their own rhythm, and follow me on social media at Nellie Michelle Love. Until next time, stay soft, stay grounded, and stay in love with you. And just like that, another chapter closes. But the story of love and life never really ends. If these words moved you, share them, carry them, live them out loud. Follow Spoken Love Podcast wherever you listen, and meet me here again, where the dialogue stays candid and the poetry stays alive.